A couple of months ago, I had this idea of designing and selling Christmas cards. So I asked one of my friends to see if she will be down for it, and so we started to devise a plan. If you like content like this, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more. It all started at the beginning of November when I suddenly had this idea of selling Christmas cards, and I'm actually more interested in the logistics, the selling part of artsy and crafty kind of things. And I know one of my friends would be really good at designing, and she always loves a good project, so I hit her with this long WhatsApp message of how I visualize it happening and if she would have any ideas, if she would be interested, and she was so enthusiastic about it, and that made me really happy. And so the plan was she would do the designing, I would do the selling and logistics, and we would split the profit 50-50. Our first plan was to come up with a timeline that we can work towards because time is short. So we planned on having the design ready and sent to the printing services by December 1st, so we can still be able to pack the cards when we receive it from the printing services and mail it to the people who've bought our cards, and they will be able to write it and send it to people who they want to send to before Christmas. After deciding on timeline, we quickly hopped onto Pinterest and Google on a call, and then we kind of decided to go with a theme that we would both enjoy. So we collected different pins, different images, and created a mood board of the vibe of the card that we want to go with. And then afterwards, after we agreed on a overall theme, we would work separately. My friend would work on designing the card, and I would work on looking for printing services and packaging services, etc., etc. Initially, we were planning on having 2 designs so people can choose from them, but in the end we decided to just go with 1 design because we weren't really proud of the second design and we're really happy with it, and we don't want to put out something we're not really proud of. We didn't want to be super ambitious, but we kind of don't want to sell too little cards that can't cover the cost of everything else, so we printed 100 cards in the end. Our target customers are people we do know, like friends or relatives, and so we put together some promo pictures to sell the vision of how the cards would look like. And I started pitching it out to our friends and asking if they would be interested in supporting us and buying some of our Christmas cards. Since it was getting a little bit close to Christmas and people might have already done their shopping, we threw in like discounts and free shipping here and there to give them more incentive, and orders started rolling in. Me and my friend were so ecstatic about it. It just feels like our baby coming to life. By this time it was late November, and so my friend was kind of wrapping up the final design. We sent the design to the printing services, and afterwards we picked the envelope sizes, the texture, the feels, and everything else, and then we just have to wait around 4 to 5 days for it to be printed and sent to where I live so I could pack them and send it out. Meanwhile, I still kept asking my friends if they would be interested in getting some cards, and I also kept this Excel sheet of who bought what and what their addresses are. I think the first hardship that I encountered through running this really tiny Christmas card small business is getting sales through inboxing people, because it's quite time consuming. You have to inbox each person to ask if they want a sale. That means you won't be able to generate passive sales through maybe exterior promotion. And also this time of the year is quite tricky because a lot of people might have already gotten cards. So if we want to generate more sales, if we were to do it again next year, we might have to do it earlier, like promoting the cards earlier, asking if people want to buy it earlier. So there's a potential to generate more sales. Second hardship would be to keep things organized and efficient. We decided to do this manually because we know that it was going to be a really small business. We're targeting just our friends and people that we know, and so the medieval way of me keeping a bad Excel sheet or doing everything manually and putting details manually would still be acceptable at this scale. But if you were to do a bigger business and scale it up, then entering everything manually would be really time consuming. Number 3, I think a lot of business owners would resonate with this, and it is to keep the cost low without having to compromise quality. You want it to keep the cards a really nice and classy feel without breaking our banks. So we had to do a lot of research on which printing services are best, are their reviews. So it takes a lot of time to do some research as well. But when you find that service or that product of that price that you're looking for, it's just life-changing. after packing all the orders, and that was a huge chunk of orders, it was so satisfying to see that physically. I mailed it off and I messaged each of the customer personally, thanking them for supporting us and also letting them know that we have already mailed the cards and they should be receiving it soon. We ended up making like a tiny profit, which we are really chuffed about because we didn't really think that we would make a profit. It's just so educational, such a fun experience. I think it would be a good thing to do it again next year, but we'll see. What are your thoughts on selling Christmas cards or like starting a small side hustle or a small business? Let us know in the comment section down below. We would love to read about all your amazing experiences and thoughts. And thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you all next time.